Alright, so here we are. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third round of the F1Gl Racing League every Monday and Tuesday. And we are here at round 3, the Singapore Grand Prix, with no McLaren F1 team and no Haas F1 team. So those teams are completely missing, unfortunately. And I already see the first car out of the pit lane. I believe it's an AlphaTauri. And let's have a look at the constructor standings and the driver standings real quick. I'll be right back in a few seconds. I was wrong though, it was not the AlphaTauri, but it was the Alfa Romeo. And we will have a look on board with Imprisonment. He's currently in P21 in the championship. He has one DNF and one did not start in Brazil. Perhaps he can grab some points here at the Singapore Grand Prix. And a couple more cars out already. Lister, Ferrari, João Pedro 02 of Alfa Romeo. Also the teammate of Imprisonment. And it's like half of the field is getting out of the pit now. So yeah. Everyone out on the softs, that's pretty interesting, as Singapore is normally a medium hard strategy. That's, well, if you do not count the safety car, of course. And there's one guy on the mediums, and it's Perpet, if I pronounce it the right way. So let's see what time he was set after his outlap. And here we go. On board with Imprisonment for his first hot lap. He's the first car setting a time right now. Into sector 3 right now. He's pretty close to finishing lap, and Perpet is retired on the mediums. He's over there just in front of the bridge, and he will start from the back. at the Singapore Grand Prix. But now we will have a look at the time of imprisonment in the Alfa Romeo, and he sets a 1:39.2, and I think he will get jumped sooner or later. But it's not a bad opening though. Oh, and there you already got it, 1:37.9. Let's have a look at someone who's pretty close. Oh, and it's listed with a 1:37.5. That's 4/10 up the time of UG Thorn. And as our ex in the Red Bull is going into the pits, he might invalidate his lap, not sure. And here we go on board with João Pedro from Portugal in the Alfa Romeo as well. And oh, he takes this bridge corner a little bit wide, and he will now come down to the last couple of corners of this lap, and he will finish lap. He's not going into the pits, and oh, that might be invalidated. Yeah, he might do another lap, I believe. Alright, now let's have a look at Schwarzenegger, who is in P3 in the championship with currently 19 points. And P2 with the Constructors LP, they're doing pretty good right now. Still only 2 races. Oh, and he takes that one a bit wide, but it looks like he's on a pretty decent lap so far. So let's see if he can finish it with style. He's going into sector 3 in a couple of moments. Let's have a look at Schwarzenegger, who's crossed the finish line right now, and he is going into P1 with a 1:37.0, and that's 5/10 up the time of Lister 2000. So other drivers got some work to do, to be honest, if they want to beat that time, because that's what's pretty fast. And I know for sure it's not the fastest of Schwarzenegger yet. He can go faster. I know him for like couple months. He's pretty fast, to be honest. He's pretty fast. So let's have a look at VTR0 Tall Sif. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, but I'm not that good in the names. He's driving with number 89, and he might invalidate there, or he's doing his he's going into the pit. So that's it for him now. And over here we have another top driver. It's Lewis from the United Kingdom, who is currently in, let's have a look, in 6th position in the championship with 15 points. He's driving for Ferrari, which are doing great so far. They are in P1 in the championship with 3 drivers, 1 reserve driver and 2 main drivers. So let's see if he can touch the time of Schwarzenegger. Lost the back end there a little bit over the curb, and he's going into the final corner now. And you're taking him like 6th gear, and he's going into P2, 3/10 of the time of Schwarzenegger. So. And he might do another lap now. He's going pretty fast, I have to say, but I'm not sure if he's going to finish this one or no. He's going pretty fast into those corners, so I will keep an eye on him for sure. Ryan Kai of the Alpine is going into the last corner as well, and he sets a P1. Wow, 136.7, and he did 3 laps on the softs, which is pretty impressive. The softs do not last that long on this circuit. Good job, man. Good job, Ryan Kai 7. And as our RX in the Red Bull going into the final corner now as well, as he sets a P2, and he's 1/10 of the time of Ryan Kai. So times are going faster, and the game says he did 0 laps on those softs. So I'm not really sure if it's a glitch or he did a legit lap, but currently he's P2, so he did a really good job so far, and let's see what he can do with his second stint. Lewis is going into the pits over here. We are on board, and that's a P1. Currently his provisional pole for OWR Gutten Simon. Wow, your name sounds pretty German, to be honest, but I will have a look at where you're from. But currently with the fastest time, also on 0 laps softs, and he might do another. Nah, he's not doing another fast lap, I believe. But yeah, that's a good time, and we got a yellow flag in sector 2. It's probably someone slowing down, but I'm not sure who it is. Over here, Andrew Quay in the Red Bull is currently also with 15 points in the championship. He's in P5, the driver from Norway in the Red Bull, and it looks like a pretty fast lap, and let's see where he comes out. From P13 to P2, and the times are getting really close, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, it's like 20,000, 18 thousandths of a second. So wow, it's getting really tight at the top. We got like the top 4 is within 2/10 of each other. That's promising for the race. But the qualifying is not over yet, so. OWR Knitten in the other Mercedes is going into P8 with a 137.8, and that's pretty decent. That's the midfield. That's okay. But the gap to P7 is 3/10 of a second. So I'm not sure if he had a moment or something, but he's going on another fast lap now, as I can see. But let's go on board with João Pedro from Portugal in the Alfa Romeo. And it looks like he took that too wide actually. But let's see if he finishes his lap. So let's hide all this stuff, and yeah, let's have a look at this lap. And he goes into the pit lane again. He might invalidate again, but he hasn't set a time yet. So currently P15 for João Pedro, and with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left, he has to go out quickly. Let's have a look at maybe Lister or Lewis. Looks like both Ferrari drivers are on a fast lap, but Lewis is closer to the... No, Lister is closer to the finish line actually. It's a pretty cool onboard, to be honest. Oh, and he opens up the DRS. And he's going into sector 3 right now. And I'm pretty curious if he can take like a top 3 position. I mean, he has to improve it with like 0.8 of a second, so I doubt it. But you don't know if he had a moment in his first lap or something. So but this looks pretty solid, to be honest. He's not. Oh, he lost the backhand a bit over there, I believe. And into the last corner, he takes it pretty wide, but he's not improving right now. I think he's doing another lap. And Lewis with some traffic in front of him, and he lost his nose. So he hit the wall, I guess, or another car. I believe he hit the wall. But he will go into the pit lane again, and I'm not sure if he has enough time for another lap, to be honest. So that might be P6 for Lewis, but not yet, not yet. And it's UG Thorn again into the last corner, the Williams driver. And he's going one place upwards into P8, P9 to P8. And yeah, it's in midfield, it's decent, to be honest. Some really fast guys up there. Andrew K, Ryan Kai, Swoosh Rider. I know these guys for a couple months. Lewis as well. Really fast guys, so it's nothing to be ashamed if you do not get close to these guys. But let's have a look at the Aston Martin. The only Aston Martin who's currently in the qualifying. The other Aston Martin crashed out, unfortunately, and you will go soon into sector 3 again. And here we got the AlphaTauri. He will set a wow 136.3, and that's currently provisional pole for EQL Kevin Foon, who's currently in P2 in the Drivers' Championship, as Imprisonment probably maybe crashed out or just left the session because he didn't have enough time. But wow, that's a lap from the AlphaTauri. 136.3. I do not know if anyone can beat that time. Maybe his teammate. And it's Swoosh Rider who it looks like he got a slipstream from Ryan Kai, his teammate. Ryan Kai is actually the reserve currently, and he's driving instead of, let's have a look, Phil Seddy, who's in P9 in the championship. He had 2 point finishes, Phil Seddy, and yeah, he's getting replaced now by Ryan Kai 7. So let's go on board with Swoosh Rider, who's currently in P6. Let's see if he can improve. So gear 4, gear 5th gear, 6th gear. Will he go to 7? He will go, but for a very short time. He goes into 6th gear, 7th gear, and he is in P2. Wow, and that's like 40 thousandths of a second, which is literally nothing, to be honest. Wow, and this is a very promising qualifying for the race, to be honest, because I think it will get really tight at the top. If you see this top 3, 1, 2, 3 within 1 second, or not 1 second, but 1/10 of each other. So let's see what the race pace is of these guys. And yeah, it's the AlphaTauri in 1 and Swoosh Rider in 2nd place currently. So Let's have a look at your top 10. It's Lister from Ferrari into the top 10. João Pedro from Portugal is in 9th position. Tausif is in 8th position. Lewis in 7th position, and I think he hoped for more. I bet he hoped for more. Anazar RX from the Red Bull is into P6. YNK P5. Gutten Simon, sorry, you're not from Germany, you're from Norway actually, so I'm sorry for that. It's in P4, Kevin Foon, P3, Shoestrider P2, and Andrew Quay just set the fastest lap. Wow. And he's in P1, so it's Norway, United Kingdom, Norway. And that's your top 3 for the qualifying. Let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship right now. McLaren is not driving today. None of the drivers is available today, so they will probably drop down a few places in the order. They got 30 points right now in P3. AlphaTauri will grab some points, I believe. They got 25 points overall. They are in P4. Alpine is in P2 with 31 points, and Ferrari is in P1 with 45 points. So I'm pretty curious if like Shoestrider can pull it off today and like show that he's like a master of the street circuits of Singapore. I believe we are only waiting for Andrew Quay now, as he's the only one who's in the loading screen. I hope the game's not stuck though. No, it's not. So oh, and wow, it's it's raining, so that's why everyone went on the softs. And it's a one red light up for the formation lap, and it's Andrew Quay in the Red Bull who starts from pole in the Red Bull, followed by Shoestrider, EQR, Kevin Foon, Gutten Simon in P4, YNK P5, Anazar in P6, Lewis in P7, Tausif in P8, João Pedro in P9, Lister 2000 in P10, UG4 in P11, OWR Knitton in the Mercedes in P12, Imprisonment P13, Ben Sim 14th, UG Ashwin P15, Perpet from Norway P16, and from the back of the grid it's Odd Lucas in the McLaren. Actually, he did not set a time, so there will be a McLaren driver today, but he's starting from the back in Singapore. I don't know if he will get some points today, but you know, it's raining and a lot of stuff will happen with safety cars, and all those kinds of things, virtual safety cars, pit stop strategies. So I don't know if it's gonna dry up later, sooner or later. But everyone is now on the formation lap, and yeah, let's wait till everyone is back at the grid actually. And the drivers are now getting ready to line up for the official race, round 3 of the F1Gl Racing League. Mondays and Tuesday, it's Andrew Quay who starts from pole position. And oh wow, this will be interesting. Wayne, night race, Singapore. Will there be a safety car in lap 1, in turn 1? We will find out very soon. I hope not, but let's see if I can get a good shot from here. And let's zoom at Andrew Quay, and it's 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Singapore Grand Prix. And it's Andrew Quay with a good start, Strider with a good start as well, as he's now in second place, still in second place. And it's Kevin Froome who goes to second. Oh my god, and there is a spin at the back, I believe, and it's a Mercedes of Gus and Simon who started at like P4, P5, but now go back to the front of the pack. It's Strider in P2, he overtook Kevin Froome again in AlphaTauri. It's Ryan Kai in P4, the other Alpine, and it's Lewis, and it's a DNF from Talsif in the AlphaTauri. I don't know what happened to him. Let's have a look. We might see him very soon. It's a virtual safety car right now, and he looks like he lost it, but I don't know yet. So wow. That was lovely. Not the first corner, but like the third corner or fourth. I don't know yet. I don't know for sure, but it's a virtual safety car. It's Andrew Quay in first position, Strider in second, Kevin Froome in third, Ryan Kay in fourth, Lewis in fifth. And João Pedro made a big jump. He went from P9 to P6, so that's a good job by the Portuguese driver. And he might grab some points today as well. He's very consistent in the first 2 races. So let's see if he can pull this off again at the Singapore Grand Prix. But it's a long race, don't forget that. 31 laps. It's the longest race of the season. Ad Lucas from P70 to P11. He did a mega job as well. Wow, perfect. Also took like 2 positions, P16 to P14 I believe, or he started P15. I'm not sure, but he gained 1 or 2 places in one, if I'm right. So I don't know if Gut and Simon got damage. Yeah, I'm not sure, but we will find out if he goes into the pits. And we are racing again. It's Andrew Quay who got a pretty big gap. 1.5 seconds to Strider, was in P2. And it's a little train now as we go to Ad Lucas, who's at the back of Benson in the Aston Martin, who's driving into the points right now. Aston Martin with only 1 point, and it's actually the other Mercedes of OWR Knittam who's into the pits. He will come out in P16 as he will leave the pits. Let's see if Lucas can pull this off. He's using ERS. He will go to the inside, and wow, this is getting really dicey to be honest. Oh, and he's pushing Ben Sim of the Aston Martin a little bit wide, but he's still on the inside, Ben Sim, and he crashed himself out. That looked pretty nasty. and it's a virtual safety car again, and Odd Lucas gained a place by that. So yeah, I wouldn't say good job, but it was yeah, he totally misjudged his braking point, I believe, the Aston Martin driver. So it's a virtual safety car, the second in 2 laps, and I'm not surprised, to be honest. But wow, what a race, what a race, and what's more to come. I'll take a deep breath because I will need my breath for this race, I believe. And it's João Pedro in P6 still, Lewis in P5, and 2 drivers are already out in 2 laps. And right now, 2 drivers who are really close to each other are Kevin Froome and Schustreider. And Andrew Craig created, oh, and he almost lost the car, Schustreider. And we are racing again. He lost 2 places. I believe I did not. Wow! And Ferrari is actually looking at the inside of Schuss, but it looks like he lost the car for a moment. And Andrew Craig with the fastest lap again, of course. Two virtual safety cars. So, but are we going to see team orders here? Is Ryan Kai going to give that position back? Well, there's a position switch. Odd Lucas. Wow, he's into P9 right now, as Anazar lost a place, and Forn is in P8. Oof, wow. Let's see if something happens here. I think he's not close enough, or will he? He's going to the inside, Odd Lucas. No, he's not. Oh, it's really slippery here in the streets of Singapore. I'll have one advice for the drivers: be patient, and that's it. Yeah. And let's go to the front of the grid. It's Ryan K still in P3, Schustreider in P4, Lewis in P5 at 5/10 of Schustreider. So top 2 till 5 is pretty close to each other. It's just Andrew Cray in the Red Bull who is leading this race with 2 seconds, which is a pretty big gap. And DRS is not even enabled, so but Lucas is really close to UG4, and he's within like 3/10. He was. And no, and it's a wow, João Pedro crashed out, and he ends the streak of points for him. And it's another virtual safety car, the first virtual safety car in 3 laps. It's unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo driver because he did a good job so far in the season, but races like this nobody can actually guess the winner or the points finishers. We already lost 3 drivers, unfortunately. So Anazar is going into the pits. Might have some front wing damage, I'm not sure. He will go to some fresh intermediates and a new nose as well. So that's why he pitted. And it's a full safety car, by the way. So and the other people are pitting. The Mercedes is going to mediums, and that's going to be interesting because has it dried up? It's not. No, it's still raining actually. So that's a pretty big gamble from Guten Simon. But I mean, he's in P12. He's got nothing to lose, so he can take the gamble. Wow, those were some opening laps, ladies and gentlemen. A drive-through penalty for Anazar speeding on the safety car, and that will, wow, that's not so nice for him. And yeah, it's still a long race, but it's not nice to start your race with a drive-through penalty because you have to wait for the safety car. The safety car comes in, and the next lap, when you're like driving at full speed, you are allowed to pit. You're not allowed to pit while driving under the safety car. So yeah, that sucks for him. Andrew Quay and Kevin Foon are going into the pit as well, and they might go to the dry tire as well. Let's see what Andrew Quay is doing, and he goes to softs, I believe, but I'm not sure. I believe it's soft, it's the wet tire, as well as Kevin Foon is going into or onto the softs as well. So this is going to be interesting. Will other drivers pit as well? It looks like the wane it's not that much wane, and I think, in my opinion, that Andrew and Kevin did a good job, and Andrew is disqualified from the session, blocking in the pit lane, so he has to pull over his car and he is out of the Singapore Grand Prix. He got a disqualification, and that will not help him in the Drivers' Championship, and it will not help Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. So we lost our provisional leader of this race. Wow. And it's Wayne in P1, Swooshrider P2, Lister in P3, while Kevin with the softs is in P8, and I believe he did make the right choice, but it still looks a bit slippery. But as soon as DRS will be enabled, it's the best choice to go onto the softs or the mediums, or maybe even the hards. I don't know what tires these drivers want to use, but Lewis is also onto the softs. Gutton is on the mediums, and they're onto the mediums as well, and Knitten onto the soft as well. So let's see what Wayne and Swoosh are gonna do, because they will have to double stack if they both want to pit, and that will cost especially Swoosh Rider a lot of time, really a lot, maybe even more than 30 seconds. So yeah, YNK goes into the pits, and so does Swoosh Rider, and he will lose a massive amount of time now. So let's see where he comes out. A lot more. Wow, oh, this is just painful to watch, to be honest. Number 69, wow. But he will come out in P7, I believe. P7? Is it? Or no, P8. Captain Simon jumped him on start finish, so it's P7 for Swoosh Rider. That's not what he was hoping for, of course. Still NSR RX with his drive-through penalty, that will not help him to get us some points this race. But we already lost 4 drivers within 6 laps, so what else is coming? I mean, with how many drivers are we finishing this race? How many safety cars would there be this race? At least it's well, I wouldn't say it's a dry track, a completely dry track, but it's drying up. So I believe there will be less collisions and less safety cars. So Purpet is serving his penalty now. I believe it looked a little slow from the Aston Martin garage, but he's into P13 on the mediums, and yeah, let's see what he can pull off. Currently the fastest lap is for Kevin as well, 157.6. He will go up. It will, well, yeah, go up because the track is getting drier and the times will get faster, so it will actually go down, not go up, go down. So position changes. Lucas with 10 positions. He gained 10 positions within 6 laps. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just the art of, in my opinion, clean driving. He gained 10 positions in 6 laps. And that's mega. Also a Lister, he went from P10 to P4. That's brilliant. And I believe he's on the medium compound, so he has also pitted as well. Lewis also P2. And biggest losses are Schustrider. He lost his 6 places. And as our losses 5, Lewis lost 5 places. And with another drive-through penalty it will become even more. I believe this is the last lap we are driving behind the safety car, so and the safety car is in this lap, so Kevin will slow down and let the safety car come in. And let's see if we will see any battles or position changes in the first lap after the safety car, because it's whether you suck at driving in the wet conditions or you're just really good at it. And we will see some changes now, I believe, some pure pace as we go into the final corner. And Kevin is still not going full, and he's doing it now, but he went a little late, and F1Gl got a 5-second penalty, and he went into the pits as well. And this is getting pretty busy on the main straight, but Lewis is really on the back of Kevin. And let's see, Purpet with the fastest lap, 149. And wow, this is a nice view, to be honest. Ooh, Lucas looking at the inside of Gotten Simon, but he's patient. He's a patient driver, so I believe he will just take his chance whenever he sees the right moment, to be honest. But he got Schustrider behind him, so he won't get it like gifted. So, but again, Schush needs to be patient as well, especially on the street circuit. And this 1K within, wow, he's really close on the mediums against Lewis on the soft tire. So ooh, and Lucas very close again on Gutten. Oh wow, he went, oh my god, this is getting really close. This is going to be a battle within the next 2 laps, I predict. So let's have a look at the main straight. Kevin Foon with a 1.40, which is currently the fastest lap. And DRS is not enabled yet, but it will be enabled, I believe, the next lap. So oh, and wow, the Williams is really close to imprisonment the Alfa Romeo. Oh, and he touched the wall, I believe. Oh my, oh, and the Williams, ooh, he's not, wow. He took the position from the Alfa Romeo. So that was a pretty clean overtake, clean driving. And let's see if he can, well, he's already building a gap of like 1 second. So I don't know if imprisonment got like wing damage or something, that he's losing already 1 second. So yeah, that's pretty painful, especially with Knitten behind him, the Mercedes driver. But we will go back to Ryan K in the Alpine, and he's between the two Ferraris actually. And Schuss riding P7, his teammate, is not really helping him that much right now. So ooh, the Ferrari of Lewis went a little bit wide there, and it's Kevin Froome who crosses the line and makes DRS enabled, and YNK gains the position from Lewis, and he got the inside and he takes second position. Lewis into P3, Lister into P4, and Gutten is pretty close behind Lister as well. So, but DRS, oh, and Lewis got a 3-second time penalty as well. So, and he got the DRS right now. Let's jump on board with him. He loses the position to Lister and has to defend for the Mercedes as well. Lucas is really close to Gut and Simon right now, and this is some nice battling. Some drivers close to each other, drive pretty clean, and yeah, let's see if he can manage another overtake, because he went from P70 to P6. YNK within 1 second of Kevin right now. He was like 1.4 behind, I believe. So I'm pretty sure he wants to get into the DRS of the AlphaTauri, and the DRS detection zone is coming pretty soon, and he's right now at 9/10. Yeah, and he got DRS. Well, the AlphaTauri is going into the pits. I do not know why. Maybe front wing change? Let's see, and I don't know if he got a front wing change, but he drops down to P10 right now and going into the onto the mediums for another 20 laps maybe. I don't know. He has to pit before that, otherwise those tires will be completely dead. And it's Lewis who is in P4 right now. He's battling with the Mercedes of Gut and Simon, and Lucas into P5. Swoosh still behind Lucas, and wow. To be fair, he started P17, and I wouldn't have thought that he would be P5 in lap 11. So, oh, and he touched the back of Lewis as well. I don't know. Oh, and this is going completely wrong, and it's a yellow flag in sector 2. Lucas has to pit for sure right now. And oh, this is, I don't know, but Lewis, I don't know if Lewis has winged it. Oh my god, this is not how it should be, and the wing is completely off the car of, I believe it was Lewis. Nah, of Lucas. He has to pit right now, and that was, why didn't he just give up the position? Because he That actually nothing to lose. I mean, that was just not that smart. But we'll go into the pits now, just as Lewis does. And it's swoosh right into P4 right now. Lister within within 1 second of YNK. So DRS opens. Let's see if he can, how close he can get, because the DRS straight is not that long. But you will gain some like 3/10. Yeah, you gain some you gain like 3/10 of a second. So let's have a look at the AlphaTauri of Kevin, who's at the back of the Alfa Romeo of Imprisonment, who's driving in AI right now. I do not know why, but Kevin takes P7 right now and will continue his way to the top. Lister is getting really close right now. He's within half a second of YNK, so I think we have to wait for the main straight for the DRS zone, because if you want to overtake here, wow, you get to brake. Nah, not even braking, just dive bombing the other car, which is so unnecessary and so stupid to do. So just wait for the main straight. He's within half a second, but I do not think it will be enough for this main straight, because this main straight is not that long. He gained only like 1/10 of a second, so it's not that much. And currently this is the closest battle going on now. Every driver is actually separated by more than a second, except these two drivers. But it's Kevin with the fastest lap again, and it's Lister who's into 3/10. And will he dive into the? No, he won't. He won't. But he's getting really close right now, and if I was YNK, I would be shitting myself right now, because do you use your ERS? Don't you use your ERS right now? It's a difficult situation when you're just like the sitting duck actually, and yeah, it's another overtake from the Red Bull on Imprisonment, who's losing a few places right now. But he's driving in AI, I believe, so I do not even know if that's allowed, but we have to check it afterwards. And it's a yellow flag in sector 2, and who caused a yellow flag? It's Purpet from the Aston Martin F1 team. He spun out and he's in P12 right now, and looks like he has some damage, but I'm not sure. So let's go back to the front of the pack to Lister 2000, who's really close to YNK. Still 3/10, 4/10. So I think he's gonna do it on this straight, to be honest. And it's Kevin who's out of the way. He DNF, and it's a safety car. And Lister was so close. Yeah, he crashed over there. Over here you can see him. He just spun, I believe. And Lister was within 1/10 of a second, I believe. He was going to overtake YNK, I believe. But the safety car did not work in his favor, so we're almost halfway of this race, and yeah, I mean, a lot has happened. 3 virtual safety cars, 2 safety cars, and it looks like if you just finish, you get points. So Purpet is going into the pits. He's going really slow right now, but he doesn't want to risk a penalty, I believe. So let's see what the other drivers are going to do. They might go to the medium compound and just finish the race on that if there's not another safety car coming. F1Gl goes into the pits and Lister continues. So that's a pretty interesting pit strategy from Lister 2000. Couple of drivers are pitting now, and it's Hustrider who went on the mediums. I think every car that went into the pit lane goes onto the mediums right now. Yeah, it looks like everyone is on the mediums right now. Yeah, every car is on the medium tire. So, and Lewis got a he got that 3-second penalty, I believe. So. It's not the drive-through, it's a 3-second actually. But let's have a look at the position changes. And it's currently OWR Knittan from Norway who gained 10 positions. Ad Lucas still gained 9 positions. And Lister gained also gained 9 positions. Imprisonment 8 as well. And yeah, still we're only halfway, so it doesn't say anything. UG4 with 4 stops, while Lister only did 1 stop. That's pretty uncommon. 3 seconds for Lewis, and the rest of the pack is pretty clear of penalties. And if you look at these tires, Lister and Imprisonment are on the oldest tires of the grid, so pretty much anyone is on fresh tires except Lister, Imprisonment and Knittan, who are in P1 and P2. So I believe they will not have the pace to hold, I believe, F1Gl or Gutten Simon off, because 8 laps old tires or 9 laps old tires against fresh ones. I doubt it, but you know, it's Singapore, it's a street circuit. A lot can happen here. Fastest lap still for Kevin Foon, but he DNF'd the race. He's outside the top 10, so he doesn't get that extra point. And I believe the safety car will go in. Not yet, or nah, I think it will wait for another lap. UG4 is more than 1 minute down on NSR, who's in 10th position. So but I don't know if the safety car will wait on it. We will do another lap for sure, but more than 1 minute, wow. Oh, and the safety cars in this lab, it's announced pretty late, to be honest. The first safety car announced it before the bridge, so that's a pretty late announcement of the safety car coming in. But we will go racing again, and UG Forn and Perpt are... Perpt is in between all these drivers, and UG Forn is just too much back. 1 minute still, so let's have a look at Lister. He's got a... wow, he's got a gap already, and it looks like Knitten is pretty much sleeping actually, and Imprisonment dropped down. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, he went into the pits. But let's have a look at the drivers now. We're going into the first corner, and Lewis overtook Swoosh. He did overtook Swoosh. So let's go on board with Swoosh. DRS is not enabled, and Wyankai just overtook Knitten, and that's the sign of fresher tires, I believe, or ERS, but I think it's the fresher tires. And Wyankai is just... oh, Knitten lost some positions as well. Oh, and Swoosh, oh, he might lost his front wing there as well. So this is not going well for him, the Singapore Grand Prix, and he's losing a lot of time now. Nah, his front wing is damaged. I can see it from here, ladies and gentlemen. He's been so unlucky this race. Only halfway, but so unlucky. And let's have a look at Lucas, because I believe he bumped into Swoosh Rider as well. Yeah, he got... oh, and Swoosh Rider, he might retire from the race. Or not, no. He just doesn't have a front wing, I believe. It's really damaged, so he will continue. I thought he was going to pull over, but he's still on P9, which are 2 points. But let's go back to the front. Wyankai really close to Lister 2000, and once the DRS is going to open, I don't know what will happen, because Gutton Simon in the Mercedes is also behind him, and there's a position change here as well. And Ashwin into P7, NSR RSX into P6. But let's go back to the top 3, because this is getting really close to each other. Oh, and it looks like he bumped the wall over there. And DRS not enabled yet. It looks like the Alpine is defending and trying to attack the Ferrari of Lister as well. So, oh, this could be entertaining. Oh, and Lewis is getting close as well. So the top 4 is really close to each other. There's a gap between the top 4 and number 5 of 4 seconds. So it all goes down to these 4 drivers right now. But Lewis got a 3-second time penalty, and he's not getting rid of that. So and that's Ryan, who's really close, and he goes to the inside. No, he's still waiting, because Lister defended a little bit, but Wyankai, you just have to be patient, man, and yeah, don't do anything stupid, I suggest. I know you cannot hear me now. Maybe you watch it afterwards, but oh man, drive it like a smart Alpine driver. Top 4. The top 4 is really close to each other, and this is the battle we want to see actually, going up the main straight. And I believe the DRS is enabled this lap. Yes, it is enabled this lap, and let's see if he can manage to pull it off. And NSR with a 1:14.000, the fastest lap of today for the Red Bull driver in P6. And YNK is I'm not sure. I think the Mercedes... oh, let's see it from the perspective of Lewis. And the Mercedes, nah, he's not going to dive into the inside. Just got disconnected, so I have to... got disconnected unfortunately, but we are back now and no overtake yet. In the top 4 at least. Oh, and it's really close, and YK took the position from Lister, and that's the result of fresher tires, because I can see Lister pretty much struggling, and he's just losing time coming out of the corners. That's it basically. And YK can, like, if he creates a gap of like 1 second, which he already got, he got a I believe the Ferrari still has DRS, but the Mercedes is up his back. So yeah, he got DRS, but the Mercedes also got DRS. So oh, and YNK got a 3-second time penalty, and that might be crucial for this race result, because Lister 0 penalties, Gutton Simon 0 penalties, NSR 0 penalties. And Lewis is into the pits. He might have to, yeah, he has to serve, I believe, that time penalty of, what did he have, 3 or 5 seconds. So he might be out of the podium today. Off Lucas with the fastest lap. He goes 2 tenths faster off NSR, and he got the fastest lap now. So let's have a look at the Mercedes. Oh. The DRS is open. If Ferrari doesn't have DRS, will he go into the inside? No, he won't, because this straight is just, it's just too short actually. It was within like 4 tenths or 5 tenths, but the straight is just not the ideal place to overtake. So, but he's so close right now. 4 tenths, 2 tenths, 3 tenths. Oh, and I believe he hit the wall there. He's out of the DRS. He might have front wing damage, but I'm not sure. It looks like it. Will he go into the pits? Yeah, he will go into the pits, and that will cost him perhaps a podium. The Norwegian Mercedes driver. Wow, that's just too bad for him. And Lister, wow, on those old mediums, I believe those are like maybe 13 or 14 laps all, and I'm not sure if he's going to pit, because if he's going to pit, he's going to give his P2 away. So I think he's going to finish the race on this tire, and a couple of other people are going into the pit as well. Who's into P11 still? Oh man, he must be fuming about today's race, because he was just unlucky with the safety car and stuff, and bad strategy from wet to dry. So, but he's not there. You got it, and it's within 1 second, so he might pull it off now. The OS opens, and into the slipstream of the Mercedes. 4 tenths, 3 tenths. No, not yet. And this will cost Swoosh some time, because driving behind another car never, well, almost never gains time for yourself. So, and pretty much the field is pretty much spread out right now. Swoosh is like, well, pretty close behind the Mercedes, and it's Lucas behind UG4, and we'll had looks like a mistake in that corner, and Lucas takes 7th position now. And he's coming back into this race actually. He might drive towards Lewis, who got still a 3-second time penalty, I believe. And Odd Lucas is now actually in 6th place with the penalty of Lewis, who takes the fastest lap, 1:39.4. looks like Purpet is getting lapped in the Aston Martin. So Swoosh still behind Knitten, and currently there's not a lot going on into the race at this stage. Some drivers are pretty much spread out. Some are within 1 second, as NSR is within 1 second of Lister on those all tires, and Ryan Kai is just, well, he got 3-second penalties, but he's just having a great pace in Singapore. So only a safety car can screw his ways up right now. DRS opens 4 tenths, it's 3 tenths, it's 2 tenths of a second, but not enough to go into the inside of the Ferrari, so he probably has to wait another lap. And Lewis is on the, and Lucas got a 3-second time penalty as well, and that's a shame because he's driving a really good race today. But Imprisonment is trying to defend against Lewis, I believe, but it's just not enough. It's just the DRS. It's too OP for him. Let's see. Oh, and the Red Bull is so close to the Ferrari, and in my opinion he has to overtake the Ferrari to maybe get close to Ryan in the Alpine, because he's losing time right now, well, driving behind Lister in the Ferrari. So he has to overtake him really soon, and that's a virtual safety car. I don't know what happened. It looks like UG4 and he lost his front wing. It's not a full safety car, but a virtual safety car. So, and Lister is going into the pits, probably going to soft tire, and will lose his podium position right now, as Ashwin takes P3 right now. Oh, when UG4 retired from the session, he DNF'd. I'm not sure what happened with him. Maybe he went into the pits and retired, but it's still a virtual safety car, so he's out of the points as well. And currently only 11 drivers participating, 6 are out, unfortunately. And Purpet in the Aston Martin is 2 minutes down. Drive-through penalty for Ashwin, who is in 3rd position, so he might lose. He is going to lose the podium position. And it's yellow flags again for Schwoestrider. Don't know what happened with him, but it doesn't look good. And yeah, it's just a very unfortunate race for him, this one in Singapore. He had the pace. He was top 3 in the qualifying. I believe he was 2nd in qualifying, and I mean, he had some bad luck this race with other drivers, with strategies and stuff. 6 laps to go. I do not see it it's very nice for him. He may grab a point today, go for the fastest lap perhaps, but that's it. So Ashwin is going into the pit, serving his drive-through penalty. He's coming out into P7, I believe. Yeah, it's P7 for the Williams driver. Well, Off Lucas is in P6, right behind Imprisonment in the Alfa Romeo, who's driving actually a pretty clean race. No incidents, no penalties. He's just doing a really good job, and Lucas is now overtaking the Alfa Romeo, and he's going into the fifth corner and gets the job done. Right now everybody is pretty much spread out. Everybody is 1 second or more spread out from each other, so no battles going on right now. But Y&K, if he finishes this race with P1, he's doing great. A great job for the Alpine team. Lister 2000 sets the fastest lap on those fresh softs, of course. And Nazar, he went up and down the order today. He went from P8 to P10, I believe, P2, P4, and now he's P2 again. So no penalties, clean driving. He did a great race as well. So and it's just Y&K got 3 seconds of penalty. So if he closes 1.5 seconds, it might be enough for the P1 today, for the Singapore Grand Prix. And right now he's pretty much stuck at 4.2, 4.1. So if we look at Gatton Simon, he's behind Ashwin within 1 second, but there's no DRS on this straight. So let's have a look at the position changes one more time, and it's Lucas who gained 12 positions, Lewis 3 positions. Oh, and it looks like Ashwin hit the... Oh, he lost his nose again. He went from P3 to P7 to P8, and now he's going to drop even more. He's going to drop to P10 because he has to pit, and he's going to drop to P10. So that's painful for him, but it's a good lesson just to keep concentrating and drive clean. Oh, almost lost his left front tire, I believe. So, oh my god, that's really dicey. But he's going into the pits now, and change his tires and change his front wing. NSR 4 3.9. You know, he's gaining time on Y&K, but it's not enough right now. It's not enough to take the P1 of the Singapore Grand Prix. So he has to push even more for himself to get that P1. Perfect. He did another stop. He's going onto the soft tire. He's one lap behind. He gained 5 positions, so it's all good for him. To be honest, I believe it's his first or maybe second race in this league, so it's okay for him, I believe. 3.4 seconds. Wow, he's getting really much right now, but it looks like it depends on the corners. 3.6 right now, 3.5. This could be interesting. This could be really interesting for the winning position in this race. And both cars are on 12 laps old. Well, right now 13 laps old mediums, so the tires are pretty equal, I would say, and it's 3.1, and it looks like NSR is going to take, like, let's say, virtual pole position, because Weinkai got the 3-second penalty, so this is going to be really close, I believe. 2.9, 3, 2.8. I'm looking for any battles going on, but it's just too much spread out, to be honest. Mercedes. Oh, Lewis got another time penalty of 3 seconds, so he got 6 seconds right now. But it will not hurt him too much, because Lucas, who's behind him, also got 3 seconds. So, and he's 7.4 seconds behind him. So it doesn't really matter for Lewis, to be honest. This could be interesting. This is a battle for P6 with 2 laps to go. Actually, I would say, wow, nah, a little bit more, 2.5 laps to go, because imprisonment is in P6 and both drivers got no penalty. So, and it's, oh, and Kevin got a 3-second time penalty as well, and that might work in the favor of Schustrider, who's 4 seconds behind him, so he has to gain 1 second within 2 laps to gain 2 extra points. So, and yeah, that's just, and Azar in the Red Bull is just on fire right now. He's just chasing Weinkai. He's not trying to stay within the 3 seconds of Weinkai. He's just chasing him. He went from 3.4 to 1.5 second. So, and it's 1.5 lap to go. And unless something really strange is happening right now between those two cars, the Red Bull is going to win this race. But still, to finish first you have to finish. And imprisonment is getting overtaken by Gutten Simon, and I mean, it doesn't really matter, because imprisonment, he drove a really steady race today. I mean, his pace was pretty much worthy to the midfield. He drove very clean, he drove very professional, and no penalties as well, so he did a good job today. And let's have a look at the leader of this race, who's actually within 0.4 of a second behind Weinkai in the Alpine. Let's have a look. Oh, are they going to battle, or will NSR just sit it out and wait and sit behind him? Because does he want to take the risk or no? It's 4/10 on the main straight. Let's see what's going to happen. I think it's just it's too short. It's too short for the overtake. So. Sector 3 of the last lap of the Singapore Grand Prix, and it's Ryan Kai who goes into the last corner right now, but he won't take the win in Singapore. It's actually NSR from Red Bull Racing Team who takes the win and the checkered flag of the Singapore Grand Prix of F1Gl Racing League. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to the Red Bull team, and a very solid drive, fellas. Very solid drive. Lister comes home in P3. Lewis comes home 16 seconds behind Lister 2000. Lucas will follow soon, and he's getting P5 with 5.5 seconds. Ooh, and Gutton Simon just misses the P5. Wow. And literally nothing. Imprisonment P7. Kineton takes P8, I believe. I think so. And Schustrider takes P9. Yeah, P9 for Schustrider, and that's a pity for him. And Ashwin goes into sector 3 right now. And he is going to grab the last point of today's race and finishes in P10 with no penalties. And now it's only waiting for Purpet, the Aston Martin driver. So he will finish in P11. And that's it for the Singapore Grand Prix. We will have a look at the standings in a couple of seconds. Driver of the day, Lucas Rally. I mean, very, very well deserved. You went from P70 to P5 on Singapore. I mean, that's pretty freaking good, I have to say. So, yeah, well deserved driver of the day. It's the fastest lap for Lister 2000. And here we have your complete top 5, I would say. Lucas P5, Lewis P4, Lister P3, Wankai P2, NSR RX, the Norwegian driver for Red Bull, finishes in P1 without any penalty. We got 6 DNFs, unfortunately, but yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for listening, for watching. And we see you in next round. Have a good evening. Bye.